Hello, April 5th, Sunday. How you holding up? I did laundry yesterday, so I don't have my favorite sweater on. I did wash it. I could put it on, but this is what I was wearing while doing laundry, so I just to keep the numbers down of dirty clothes, I'll wear this outfit again another day. Plus, it's supposed to get nice today. It's supposed to get up into the 60s outside. I understand, although I haven't seen the actual official report, but I hear through Facebook that here in Omaha it's a stay indoors order now. I'll find out if that's actually so. I didn't go for a drive yesterday. I stayed home. Just thought the better of it and just decided to stay in the house and had a great day. If you're one of the folks that participated in posting a picture to me yesterday, that was way cool. I made a post on my Facebook page saying, show me a picture of how you're doing right now, let's all hang together. And I had about 500 responses. I knew that I would hear from people. I didn't know how much, but I decided that by doing that, I would endeavor to respond to each and every person with something. A hello, good to see you, glad you're safe. And I did. And it's something tangible that we can do, that we can do to show support to one another. And that's exactly what it did. And the feedback I got, it was neat to see some people, because I have a lot of people who are on my friends list who I don't actually know. And I accepted them through a connection or through music. A lot of people are my age. There are younger folks. It took a while before the women started to show their faces. But I'm glad that my women friends started to show me their faces, and some of my younger friends. So I'm glad you're all doing well. And this is something that we can all do in little ways. Above and beyond the maudlin bullshit crap that I hear in the mainstream media, where their whole focus to my ears is, you're so weak, we're so weak. What are you doing to not lose hope? And it just sounds so fucking pathetic and patronizing. God damn, I hate the mainstream way of thinking. It's just, the focus is fucked. Because it's not based on real concern and care for others. It's based on making a fucking buck. This shit's fucked up. So I received a couple packages yesterday. One was something I ordered. Anthony Ferraro, when he sent me that, pardon me that I say and all the time, they just fall out. Old habit, probably can't stop it. But when Anthony Ferraro sent me that Supersister album, I said I got to find out where he bought it, because if he could get that, then I can get Iskander. And so I did. I asked him, where'd you get that? And he said Laser's Edge. And so I put in an order. I finally have Supersister's Iskander. I've been looking for this album since the 70s. I've only come across it a couple times in stores, and I couldn't afford it when I saw it. The last time I saw it was in Chicago at Reckless, and I think they wanted $80 for it. And I didn't have it wasn't in my budget. I needed my $80 to go further than one record. That's the last time I saw an original copy. So this is a reissue. These reissues are really well done. They're really well pressed. And they don't sound like colored vinyl. This is the insert. This is about Richard the Great. I really haven't followed the story. I just love their music. Oh, I love this. You can see that it's really well pressed. 180 gram, good plate. Good vinyl. This is a great album. This is very good. I've had it on CD for a while, but I've been lusting after it because it was the one that I'd never see. With that in mind, can I just grab my mic? So, this is what else I have by Supersister. So, this is the one that Anthony Ferraro gave me, present from Nancy. But here's my Danish, from the Holland copy. I always forget, is it Dane, or the Danes, or the Netherlands, or Holland? Anyway, great album. Supersister's Putting in Gisteren. Now the original of this came in a die-cut gatefold, and this is a reissue. It's not that. I'd love to have an original. To the highest bidder, this is really good. Once again, a reissue. I think most of their albums came out in gatefolds. And this is a gatefold, but I don't, mine is not. But I have it. And then their last album, Sweet OK Supersister, before they broke up. And Robert, Anthony sent me their recent album where they got back together on, and I see it's on vinyl, but I haven't seen where to get it yet. And then Supersister, Superstarshine, a compilation. Really like this band. Right quick, while I was pulling those, these also came out. Super Silent, Investigate. Amazing. What else is here in this pile right quick? This is cool. This is recordings of, you would think that it's ridiculous, but it's really cool. These are field recordings by Daisuke Suzuki. It's ducks on one side and it's crickets on the other. And he manipulates these things so it's not just like sticking a microphone outside. This is way cool. Surprize in Movimento. This is one of those factory Benelux records I don't know much about, but it's dated, but it's cool because these were people trying to do something different. Just right quick if I can. It's a Manchester thing. And it looks like it's got Donald Johnson from A Certain Ratio on it with some Italians. So that's what we have here. Surprize in Movimento. Next in the John Surman, the baritone saxist, with Karen Krogh and Pierre Fabre, Such Winters of Memory. Ice Jazz. Here's one of his earlier albums, Westering Home. Way cool. John Surman. And then Supply, Demand, and Curve. This is kind of hard to find. It's an Irish prog. Real good. Just the way I like it. Primarily instrumental. That's the way I like it. Oh. I also thought, because I'll talk about musicians and I don't show everything. It's like sometimes I... So the Nick Drake yesterday, someone asked me if this was an original. I wish. Originals of this on Island go for $1,000. This was, I looked it up, this is a 2013 reissue. Mocked up to look exactly like the original. This is wonderful. Someone asked if I had a preference, the orchestral to the raw. I like them both. As I keep saying, I have Pink Moon. This is a reissue. I love this album. As I keep saying, the music is more important to me than the words. It ultimately actually is. It is. The music is more important than the words. I have Bryter later. I've had this one the longest. And this is when it, the way it came out in America. This is an original. Love this album. I love this album. This is a desert island. Just love the everything about this album. And then No Time of Reply. I have this by Nick Drake as well. Next thing that came up on the shelf, Dragon Turtle. It's something that Tim Guthrie gave me. I'm still not that familiar with it. I like the vinyl. It's got, isn't that cool vinyl? But I'm still not familiar with this. I honestly don't think I really care that much for this. I love the vinyl. So I'm gonna get into some of this stuff. Nothing else to do today. So I'll play some more music. Stick to my routine. Get out in the yard today. I won't be driving anywhere, but I need to get some air. Sun is out. I've got the curtains closed, so because of the glare, my house faces the east. So in the morning, the sun comes right in. Okay. So the other package I got was, I got these records from, as I told you, I'm giving lessons, bass lessons, a long distance to a kid online. A friend of mine's boy, they moved to the Netherlands. Utrecht, is that it? And he told me he wanted to pay me, and I said, I don't know what to charge you. And then after the second lesson, I told him, if I'm able to help your boy at all, that's the real payment for me. And left it at that. And then I got this package this weekend of three records from him. SAVAK. Beg your pardon. This is kind of a indie. That word is no longer applicable, but it's still, you know what I mean when I say it. Guitar-based indie rock is what this is. This is, to me, a throwback to the end of the 80s going into the 90s when there was all this guitar stuff, kind of jangly. SAVAK. Apparently this band has a following. I got a hold of my friend and said, thanks for the records. Yeah, that'll work as a payment. And I asked him, so is there a connection? Do you have a connection to this band? Here's a recent EP of theirs, Mirror Maker. It's limited edition and numbered. I have number 98 out of 250. Well, it turns out that one of the members of this band is really from Omaha. And I used to play shows with his band, 5th of May. So I'm happy for my friend, I forget the name. It's in here, but he's someone that I used to play shows with in Omaha. So I'm glad that he's gone on to do things. This is their latest album. This is a 2020 release. Something about In the Horse's Mouth. And this is also nice white vinyl. I really appreciate this as payment for the lessons, and I like the personal connection, the fact that I know someone that's from this band. They're not based out of Omaha, obviously. So I'll listen to those things and give them a chance, but I was noticing as I listened to it, it's like, well, yeah, I have moved on in some ways. There was a time when I was really championing indie music and everything, and I was very forgiving in my listening and would just try to listen to the actual essence of what people were trying to do and celebrate that. And since then, I've moved on as far as what I can listen to and really enjoy. There's a lot of jangly or guitar-based or singer-songwriter stuff that I don't want to sit around and listen to it, unless it's kind of unique or something is happening, beyond the person just being sincerely expressive. I'll be honest, I get bored these days with singer-songwriters, I could walk out of a Bob Dylan show, depending, really. It's the total picture of the music that keeps me interested, it is. Played this last night, Todd Rundgren, 1974. Love Todd Rundgren. Love him. Seen him in concert a bunch of times because I lived with the Todd Rundgren freak. Met Todd once. Todd has copies of my records in his collection. They were given to him, and he said, I'm keeping these. I keep the records that people give me. Love this album. Progressive. I think Todd is underrated. Andrea from Italy sent me several records by this band, and I listened to this all the way last night. I don't understand Italian, so I don't know what they're singing about. They sing with a whole lot of like, well, this just means a whole lot to us. So I feel that in the singing, but beyond that, I really like this music. They play it with a lot of power and boom, and just really like this is just super important. I just picked it up from this band. I have 3 of their records. Thank you, Andre, if you see this. Endkadenz Volume 2. All the way through last night. It was great. This was a surprise. I forgot that I'd kept any Laibach, because I bought some Laibach and then I said, nah, I don't like this. But I played this last night, this 12-inch, In the Army Now in War, and I was like, oh shit, this is really good. You know, they're hard to fathom, you know, how serious to take them. But they have quite a sound. This is very industrial and drum and bassy. I really enjoyed it last night. Last thing I'll show is Don Caballero. What burns never returns. What they call math rock. I love this stuff. Instrumental. Damon, the drummer. Saw these guys live. They knocked me out. Tried to have a conversation with Damon. He was purposely being elusive. I have a background in mental health, and that man is smart. He may indeed have some kind of mental issues, but the man is brilliant, and he knows what he's doing. He likes to fuck with people. And so after a little while, I gave up. I said, okay, you don't want to talk to me? Okay. All right. I really like your drums. As always, the message is the same coming from here. Let's get through this. You know, we got a long haul. We do. We just, you know, the future is uncertain. It's not going back to normal by September. And one of the main reasons is because some people are insisting on just doing things as normal. I'm not a scientist. I cannot see the virus, so I cannot tell you how real or unreal it is. I can just see the effects on the planet, on the people. And the more that we respond to it by clamping down it seems that that'll be the way to make it, go away. So that's my main message is let's bite the bullet and get through this and just hunker down. Hopefully we can come out the other side and rebuild. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Yes, folks, if you want to leave me, and like yesterday, I do read all the comments. I won't respond. Like I said, I'm a retired mental health specialist, and I know how that goes. There are some people who unknowingly will just take all of your time if they can get it. They're unaware, okay? This morning, I was listening to some program on addiction on the radio, where they were using Buddhist tenets, a really tough program, but it works. And they said something that, it's like this is important to try to share. It's like one of the biggest enemies of people who are involved in addiction is self-pity. It's the mental dialogue with themselves where they think and I've been there, I know what this is like, where you're the saddest person, nobody knows what it's like for you, no one's ever had it as hard as you. And the beautiful thing about this addiction program that they stated in the report, and I said, yeah, I need to pass this on because this is right. The program of recovery takes the focus off of your suffering to there is suffering. And that is one of the things that is understood in Buddhist philosophy, that there is suffering in the world. Period. There is. Life involves suffering. And I just thought that's brilliant. To put it into a larger context, so that the person can start to get some perspective. As long as they're wallowing in their own misery and not able to get a larger perspective, well, you're not the only person suffering. There is suffering. It's not a special gift to you. It's the way the world goes. So get on your horse and start riding. It's basically the message. You're not special. You are, but you're not. Your self-pity is dragging everybody else down. So that's the problem with addiction and addictive behaviors, is it drags everyone else down, and people are not able to be responsible for themselves. And right now is a time when all of us, addiction or not, really owe it to everyone around us to be responsible for ourselves and our behavior so that we can emerge from this pandemic intact and maybe make the world better. Or more than likely what will happen is we'll return to the old grind and just fuck up again. This is a chance, I see. I think this is a chance. It's a chance for a reset. What a time for America to have such an idiot, unqualified con man crook for president. Even yesterday, it's like he's hopeless. He's a psychopath, sociopath. He's hopeless. He's a danger. I said it. Trump is a danger to our nation, to the world. All of you are watching this. Be a better person than that son of a bitch.